I literally changed scenes and now it is frozen. I should have started setting this up sooner because I ran into some snags trying to get this game onto the television. Normally when I stream a game on my PC, I have the game on my TV and then the laptop screen is OBS. Well, for some reason, the game does not want to move from my laptop, even though I, switched which monitor was, the main one, and tried the Windows key shift arrow thing. And is it right on? Because on mine, I just have the starting scene frozen. There's like a refresh button here. I'll go to the web browser and check if it's working right. It's just a pain if I can't see it, but as long as it's right for. Okay, it's normal for you guys. Okay, so I've confirmed that. That's going to be annoying, but let's see. The other issue is once I click onto this game window, I can't get out of it. So like I lose control of everything else. Like I can't get back to OBS. So we'll see if I can't get this work here. Okay, the mouse is still going like it's supposed to. Let's see if I can't get this to move now. Now that I've selected it. No. I do not understand why some Steam games just don't like moving monitors, and I don't understand it. Alright, I have it set on borderless. I don't know which one it needs to be to do the move thing. Okay, now my OBS is showing the right thing. Alright, let's try window to see if that lets me move it. Nope. Now let me let's see, and now I'm stuck in here. Okay, go back to borderless. Now my mouse won't okay, there it came. Was there? Oh no. It's stuck on my other monitor. I don't understand how this works or doesn't work. So I guess I have no control over OBS anymore or anything else. Because like hitting the window key does nothing. It brings nothing up. I can't get back. Escape does nothing. Okay, that got me somewhere. But now the music is gone. At least I can get out of it if I need. Okay. Let's let me grab this. I can't drag it. Guess I'm just gonna have to live with it like this and look up occasionally to check chat. anyone has any ideas on how to fix this, all ears. Anyway, I've played this game before, but it's been a while, so I've forgotten quite a few things, I imagine. And first time I played this game, the very first time, I got the ending of destroy all space and time, so apparently I did not make good decisions. So we'll see where we end up tonight.
Once upon a time, the infamous rover Reynardo plundered the floating isles. Then his mother called him to her deathbed. "Swear to me that you won't die on the gallows," she rasped. Reluctantly, he swore. And he whiled away his days at home with music, cards, and wine. But the Emperor had changed. He'd been good once, a shy, almost humble toad. He'd built universities. But then people started whispering about mass graves in the woods. Midnight rituals, victims screaming. The Imperial Ravens would round up entire villages, and no one ever returned. The Ravens had come to 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗘𝗦 scouting for ancient books said to be of great power. But the librarians had hidden the books, so they'd burnt the librarians. The citizens, outraged, had driven them off. The Ravens had come back with dropships. The kid had fled with one of those books. He was brave and dumb and wanted to join the rebellion. And Reynardo had promised his mother he'd protect him.
Well,
the kid was looking down, watching his city burn. "Sorry, kid," Reynardo told the kid. "Look, if we give them the book,
sorry, kid,"
leave
Reynardo
you alone.
told the kid.
My mother died for this book! I promised her I'd protect you. Oh, damn it. The kid had run off. With the book, of course. So Reynardo had to run after him.
At least I can get to the stream manager in the app so I can hit the marker button.
The two Ravens were staring at the kid like he was their dinner, which probably was what was in their tiny brains. "Hey," Reynardo said. They cocked their heads at him. "Pick on someone as ugly as you." Wait, that didn't come out right. "For the Emperor!" The Ravens cawed and rushed at him.
I think that was Raven profiling earlier. And incorrect, because they're very smart, they're not dumb. They also aren't usually that buff either.
A dropship flew overhead. He hoped they hadn't noticed him. The kid.
X to grab, L to aim, X to throw. Or just stab them.
Oh, right. The Gate of Heroes. Someone's idea of a joke, making the skyship docks a gated community. You needed a hero's sword to open it. And the kid was on the other side of the gate. Who let you through? Promise me you'll take the book to the rebels, or I'm gonna steal your ship. I'm not taking that damn book anywhere, and neither are you. Try and stop me, laughed the kid. I bet you don't even have a hero sword. And with that, the kid hopped away. Had to hand it to the kid. He was an idiot, but he had guts. Where was Reynardo going to get a hero sword?
That's a good question.
Or
Treasure.
wind essence? That sounds about right. I'll need a workshop, though. Perfect.
Narrator in this game is funny. God crafting.
A hero sword. QED.
Void Blade. Winter Thorn. Firestorm! Whoa! Can't wait to unlock that one. I don't know why they chose not to give him a tail. It's kind of a intrinsic, kind of an important fox trait.
This is what he got for settling down and finding people to care about. The kid's mum had been a swell cook, and she'd laughed at Reynardo's jokes, even when he didn't know he'd made one. And then the ravens had come to burn her. And she'd made him promise to protect the kid. But she never told him where the book was. Just the kid.
These ravens are brutal. Burning people. Don't they have any other method of killing? They only have one.
He came up to a ledge. It was too far to jump. There'd been a bridge here before, hadn't there? And there was Peter, giggling at him. How'd you get across? He asked the kid. Where'd you find a hook? I hopped, said the kid. Wise-ass kid. Hey, look out behind you. Cute, said Reynardo. Ah, ravens.
You could make a drinking game of how often he says kid.
It was time to talk some sense into the kid. Just hook his way across the ledge and chase the kid down. Thing was, he hadn't used his hook since he'd retired. How'd he done it? Maybe if he meditated at that altar there, he'd remember his old skills.
Yeah, convenient. Yes, yes. Skill point.
It was starting to come back to him. Something you never completely forgot. Like how to freeze time when attacking. The more he fought,
chaos
the more
control.
he'd probably remember. And there was the Farfarer. She was the fastest ship he'd ever known. She could do the Kestra run in 12 furlongs. Oh, so the salesman had told him. And something told him the kid was about to walk into an ambush. Stop! He shouted.
That looks
I'm not
concerning.
giving you the book! Shouted the kid, and took off. No! Peter! But the kid ran for it. And a goggler nailed him with its eye beam.
Oh no! The bunny. Take that. Ugh. Sushi.
The book was unburned. Next
Oh.
to it were the buckles from the kid's shoes, and a kid-sized pile of ashes. Damn it.
I forgot about
hadn't he
that.
lied and told the kid he'd take the book to the rebels. The kid would be alive now. Really pissed off and betrayed, but alive. Oh, damn it. Reynardo picked up the book. He couldn't let the Empire have it now. He was going to have to get it out of there. He'd be a wanted man. Probably have to join the rebellion just to have a place to dock. Well, he'd hated home life anyway.
I forgot about the kid. Getting fried. I'll break your boxes just because I can. Just for that. Don't have a whole box in the place. Ah!
What was the big deal about this book anyway? Maybe he should open it and find out. All that had been years ago. How many? The war was a blur, and now 3 Raven scout ships were chasing him. "Where are you running, rebel?" cawed the Raven captain over the loud hailer. Renato could see them cranking up their catapults. "Just going out for milk?" Renato yelled back.
Milk.
"Where can you run?" laughed the Raven horribly. Far behind him, another city was burning. The dark cloud above its island was thousands of Imperial ships. The fleet was doing a thorough job. "Take us to the rebel base, and we'll spare your life," it called.
It's always a
The
lie.
entire jury-rigged rebel fleet was only a few islands to the east. Beyond that were only the pillars of heaven, a sea of endless blood-colored tornadoes. The rebellion was out of time, unless Renato could bring a game-changer. Maybe he could. Renato had found
Our
out
first
where he could
decision.
find the pieces of the 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗘𝗦, the legendary weapon that had
That just
exiled
sounds
the lost
rough.
gods. Surely a legendary weapon could win the final battle. On the other hand, his old friend 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗘𝗦 had sent Renato a desperate message saying he had a brilliant scheme to save the rebellion. If Renato could only rescue him. Renato
Nice.
dived the Farfarer towards the abyss. As he felt the heat of the jet stream, the Raven ships peeled off, not stable enough to follow him down there. Now it was time to choose. 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗦 or the 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗘𝗦?
Which should we choose? Can't make new old friends or build the 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗘𝗦? I think I'll just go with the first one here.
Ah, 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗦. Apparently, the Mad Rabbit had sold a Pegasus that he did not exactly own. 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗦 always wiggled out of trouble, given time. But he was out of time. The Ravens had figured out that 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗦 was a rebel spy. If the fleet reached him first, they'd string him up for that. Never mind the winged horse.
Another rabbit in trouble.
𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗦 had apparently managed to confuse the judge by arguing that he hadn't actually stolen a winged horse. He'd only sold it. But wait, where was the prison? The village was empty. Had everybody fled the Ravens?
That's a fair assumption. Let's see if we can keep this rabbit from turning into ashes. Ah yes, my infinity gauntlet. Currently have no gems. I have anything I can do there? These little
really ought to put a
platforms.
railing on this thing, he thought.
Yeah, that's what I'm always saying. I like the little gravity gemstones they use for their floating platforms. Pretty cool. Oh my, that's a lot of ravens.
People were frightened these days. Just 2 weeks past, Reynardo had sneaked through an empty town and listened to the ravens caw about the Emperor's new taste in ritual sacrifice.
That's
Reynardo's
good.
blood was up. He just needed to smash something.
Yeah. Can't jump. Annoying. Oh well, I guess I don't need to. Can't we just distract the ravens with shiny things? Would that work? Wrong sword. This is wrong sword. Can't go there. I can't go this way. That needs some railing.
He wasn't that good. Yet.
What do you mean? I have no skill points. Well, I guess that's what he meant. Interesting key. Okay, we got. There's a giant carrot there. That is one big carrot.
Can't we just agree to disagree? Said Reynardo. No?
Unfortunately, no. Back off. For this game, it's really recommended to bounce
Ravens
between
were landing
enemies.
everywhere. The advance guard. He'd better get moving. If they got to 𝗨𝗏𝗧 first, they'd eat him for breakfast. Or a snack. Ravens weren't picky.
Ah.
If they got hungry, they sometimes forgot to interrogate their prisoners. Even top spies like 𝗨𝗏𝗧. Where had the mad rabbit got to? Oh, you shouldn't have.
Wild supposed to interrogate a prisoner, and he's like, "What happened to the prisoner? We ate him." What do you mean? Wild. Like I was saying, it's best to bounce between enemies because, you know, they'll be stunned while you're attacking another one. Also, it's just fun and cool. I guess that pathway sort of has railing. Manner of speaking. This definitely does not have railing.
It was starting to come back to him. Something you never completely forgot, like how to freeze time when attacking. The more he fought, the more he'd probably remember.
And I immediately forgot the button. There we go. Escape, I'm coming. It's getting a little spooky this way.
Reynardo felt a chill run down his back. Or possibly a flea.
Ugh. Yeah, this is unpleasant over here. sword for this door. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Bernardo felt new powers ready to blossom within him, or something.
Yeah, the thorny weeds, thorny vines. Look who it is.
Dirty and bloody, Bernardo finally reached 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗘𝗦. The rabbit was practicing his shuffle. Bernardo recognized the cards. It was 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗘𝗦's favorite deck. Oh, I thought you were in danger. I am. The ravens are coming. Oh, the prison thing. Right, yeah, see, this guard owed me 53 ducats, so we made a deal. They're very reasonable people, actually, for weasels. Now, I got a brilliant plan to kidnap 𝗥𝗏𝗟.
We capture 𝗥𝗏𝗟, we find out what she knows. And that's the whole war right there. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Capture the Emperor's greatest general, who also happened to be a deadly sorcerer and, oh, his only daughter? That would be worth it. On the other hand, he could still get to the core of the 𝗥𝗏𝗟, even if he couldn't get the whole thing. It must have great power.
Power. And pursuing great power never goes well. I'm gonna pick the first one again for this playthrough.
𝗥𝗏𝗟 wasn't just the Emperor's daughter, of course. She'd been Renato's best friend in sword-fu school. And you're still mad for her, the rabbit reminded him. They'd been close. She'd told him things no one else knew, but she'd never told him who she really was.
She knows all the Emperor's plans, chuckled the master spy.
She won't give them up easily.
She'll tell the interrogators, all right,
said 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗏. Taking her would change the game, all right.
Of course, he had a fling with the princess.
The city was already under 𝗥𝗏𝗟's control. I had to admire her efficiency. Bernardo shivered at the thought of 𝗥𝗏𝗟 at the mercy of the interrogators. Could he really turn her over to them? But this was war. It wasn't meant to be pretty.
She's a general in the war, so she's causing plenty of people's deaths. Go down. Oh dear, there was a battle here between ravens and likely rebels. Cabbages. Do a little cast control. Oh boy.
Hero wall. Hero sword. Ice wall. Ice cube.
Not quite. Get lots of ore. Alright, let's watch this pattern first. Alright, got one of them.
The eyes have had it.
Oh, oh. Very close, but I made it. One more to take out. And toast.
Huh? A lever? That was new. Most people still use doorknobs.
They got fish lying on the ground. They wasting the fish. Oh, it's a time. Oh dear. Alright, got it. Bread! They wasting the bread.
So, what's this plan of yours?
Use me as bait.
Said Lepino. And he outlined a slightly complicated plan that involved geese, a net,
Slightly.
setting the Farfarer
A little bit on fire.
Little
Lepino
bit
dressing as
on
an
fire.
old blind toad, and Reynardo hiding inside a monstrous watermelon. What could possibly go wrong? Thought Reynardo.
Everything. Go for Lepino's geese, net, fire, toad, watermelon plan. Not the time for harebrained schemes. Well, I'm continuing to go for the first choice for this playthrough.
This is gonna be fun, said Lepino, as he ran to go set up his marvelous plan. If I craft a sword now, it's gonna be really short.
Ah. Guessing that means I don't have enough stuff. Hey, equip a gem yet? Nope. Don't remember how I unlocked those.
He was more and more extraordinary.
Extraordinary. Attack immediately when the previous attack hits to land a perfect strike. Okay. It didn't sound like a raven, it sounded like a horse or a goat. Getting a lot of perfect strikes here. Combat report. I get combat reports.
Reynardo felt dubious about the whole plan. With every step, he was waiting for it all to go horribly wrong. But against all odds,
Horribly
Lepino's idiotic
wrong.
plan worked. Zenobia's ravens ran off after the geese, the net dropped, and Reynardo jumped out of the watermelon and put his sword to Zenobia's throat. Reynardo, she said, are those new scars? They look good on you. You never returned
none
my
of that.
velvet jacket. It was my favorite. You look stupid in velvet. Oh, what does an imperial princess know about style? Oh, get a room, you two, said Lepino. But the fleet was coming on fast, so they put Zenobia on the Farfarer and took her east over the Nexus. She'd vanished from Swordfu School, from his life, without even saying goodbye, without ever telling him she was the Emperor's adopted daughter. Ah, Lepino was right, Reynardo thought reluctantly. She knows things. She recognized his look. You're taking me to the interrogators, aren't you? She said, wide-eyed. And then she jumped, with horror. Reynardo saw Zenobia plummeting. Then he saw the Nexus below them. Cats always land on their feet.
Ah, she'll head for the Imperial outpost,
Yelled Lepino.
You have to catch her.
He's crazy. Jumping that far. And look at all these sharp crystals.
Cats can run faster,
Hello, I
but
must
foxes can
be
run
going.
longer. If he ran, he could head her off before she reached her minions at the outpost. Well, he did love a good chase.
Chase down his kitty. It's a little concerning how everything's just floating.
Who needed bridges anyway?
Oh boy. Me, I would like a bridge. Less nerve-wracking. Alright. Avoid the warlock's fire spell. It will damage everyone in the area once it explodes. Oh. Ooh. Time to use good old chaos control, huh? Oh, that was hot. Alright. Like some more ore. And some health. I don't know how the health is in the crystals, but I'm not gonna complain. Button, there we go. Oh, it's a teleporter pad. Did I want to do that? Guess I can't go back.
He was closing on her. He could smell her fear. He tried not to think about the interrogators at the secret base. What they'd do to her. Maybe it didn't have to end that way. Maybe he could talk to her. But after
Yeah, I
all,
don't know about that.
there were worse things the Imperials had done to friends of his.
Mm-hmm. And to just think about that kid. Turned him into Haas and
A
Pfeffer.
crafting bench. Renato wondered what he could make with it.
An upgrade. That's it.
Once, he found a Superman issue #1 in mint condition in a jar he'd broken.
Superman?
He planned to keep breaking things until he had the whole series.
In this universe? World? Nothing back here. Gotcha. Not burning me up.
Bernardo reached the outpost. The Imperials there were no match for him. Soon after, Zenobia limped up the path. When she realized he was already in front of her, she didn't even try to run. "Oh, you left without saying goodbye." Again, he said, "Please, I'm enjoying this a little too much, she said, shaken. Oh, spare us the chit-chat, would you? Said 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗧 as he shackled her hands so she couldn't throw spells. She knows all his plans, all the way back to the Farfarer. 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗧 nagged Reynardo about how the interrogators would pry all the intel out of Zenobia. How that would turn the tides in the imminent battle. All they had to do was take her to the rebels' secret base. Reynardo didn't like to think about what the interrogators would do to her. Couldn't he just talk to her?
Continuing to choose the first option. This is too cruel. Skip the rebel base. Then his feelings
As
get
they
in the
pulled
way.
away from the Nexus, Reynardo could see the fear in Zenobia's eyes. I can't take her to those creatures at the base, he whispered to 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗧. Ah, you've gone soft. Soft in the head. We captured her for what she knows. I'll take her to the mountains. Tell all the horrible things the Emperor's done. Yeah, believe me, she'll turn. And he turned the wheel. The hell you will, shouted 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗧, and he grabbed the wheel back from him. The two of them wrestled for control of the ship. It shot off like a mad sparrow. Suddenly, Reynardo was falling.
Uh-oh. Boxes don't quite land on our feet.
When he came to, Zenobia was standing over him. Why didn't you take me to the base to be interrogated? She demanded. Do you know what's left of people they interrogate? This is some trick, isn't it? To make me fall for you again. Well, I won't. Oh, go on then. Scurry back to your ravens. I can't stop you. But strangely, she didn't. As Reynardo set off to find the Farfarer, she followed him, keeping just out of sight of the ravens. I need more materials, thought Reynardo.
Still no gem. Still no gem. Thought you could hit me. Thought you could do something.
Reynardo wondered if he could learn to cook this way. Probably not.
You're probably a bad idea. Not that I really needed it. Nope. Hey, I let one get in.
Don't look down, he told himself. Don't look down.
Uh-oh. Getting a little spicy here. Health.
As Reynardo stopped to sniff the wind, Zenobia came up, still mad. Did you really think you'd just talk me into betraying my father? Oh yeah, sure, that was exactly my plan. Then why aren't you even talking to me? Because I've never talked you into anything in my life. They're gonna court-martial you for letting me go. He caught a whiff of the Farfarer. Wet rope, tar, and a cask of 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗘𝗦 he'd spilt last year. It was that way.
That last year? But he's not a member of the rebellion, so how could they court-martial him?
Renado's paws were getting numb. 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗘𝗦 really didn't want company, did he?
Did I go the wrong way? Get to my ship.
Renado wondered if he should have taken Zenobia to the rebel base for real. Maybe she wasn't playing him after all. After the bleak talk about the Emperor's dark secrets, he was regretting his suspicions.
There it is. A little frostbite.
Sure enough, the Farfarer had crashed in some rocks. There was no sign of 𝗨𝗏𝗧. Zenobia caught up. All that kid stuff in Swordfu school. Look, look, that's the past. We're adults now. We have duties to other people. We have destinies. What are you talking about?
Who is she trying to convince?
And you are the most arrogant, slow-witted, light-fingered, mercenary, immoral, reckless. Run away with me, said Renado, and he realized he meant it. What? Just like that? She demanded. I will, if you will. So she kissed him. And it was the best kiss he'd ever had. They held hands as they boarded the Farfarer. Renado felt light-hearted, like the winds that were playing the rigging like a balalaika. But 𝗨𝗏𝗧, I need to get back to 𝗨𝗏𝗧, he said, suddenly realizing he could have been captured. A prisoner. He's not. How'd you know? He saw something in her eyes he didn't understand. He fell, didn't he? Into the abyss. She looked away, wouldn't answer. But then a bolt smashed through the Farfarer's keel. The broken ship plummeted out of the clouds.
Here we go again.
Renado picked himself off the deck. They were alive. We have to get to my private ship, she said. Do you trust me? I guess I must, he said. You go on ahead. Clear the path, she said. I can't kill my own soldiers. He wanted to say that he didn't trust her, that he had no idea what he was getting into. But he had no choice, did he? He was following his heart. That's what it means to be a hero. You had to follow your heart.
I'm not sure that that's what being a hero is all about. About rescuing people and stuff.
Renado felt like he was ready to learn new things. Thank goodness he didn't have to go to school for that.
Ah! Now I really got chaos control. Uh-oh. I got a little khaki. You have died. I haven't found any
Cool. Wish I could do that.
haven't found any health here. Go this way instead then. Alright. Oh, careful. Immediately gets hit. I got 75 of these guys.
Where did that go to?
Get out of here. Be gone. Find out. Can I find me some health around here? There we go.
Bernardo
Glad I
felt a little
looked
better.
again. You're like, oh, that's gonna hurt me. You know, there's a little plank in between without, you know, the hot stuff. Oh, some planks fell down. Oh. She can't kill her own soldiers, but she'll let him do it.
Say hi to gravity for me.
Alright. And make it even. Really? Okay. Having trouble finding enough health here. What even is the point of those
The platform
those
used
planks?
a hybrid propulsion system fueled by anti-gravity and wishful thinking.
Wishful thinking. Oh. No! I saw it coming and I could not do anything. Well, it is about break time anyway, so I better. Gonna have to do Alt Tab to get out of here. Okay. And break. Wrong music. The games you have music. There we go. Alright, we're back. Let's see. Oh, tried to move the screen, the thing again, but of course it's not wanting to work for me. I had this problem with another game, but I managed to force it. I don't know what I would need to do with this because it involved type of window. But I tried all those types and it didn't work. At least I got the fire one. That one's the real trouble. Alright, give me some health now. Of course not. Whoa.
They paused to catch their breath. It was strange to be so close to her. "What are you thinking?" he asked. "I'm trying very hard not to think." "Me too,"
Not
he
helpful.
said. Up ahead, he could see the thin silver of Zenobia's personal ship. It looked fast. They would leave all this behind.
Can't break those. I suppose you have any health items on you, Zenobia? Of course not.
He hoped his hook didn't break.
Would be rather inconvenient. That. Nothing. Nothing. Seriously. Oh, we got something. Please get me to half. Not quite. No!
Should have died a pirate, he thought.
I don't think it matters much. Like, dead is dead. Got him. Alright. Health items. That was so lucky. I noticed the cannons moments after I hit the button. So many ships. Oh boy, now we got shields. Shield grunts, black cut, grab and throw another grunt into him. Okay. I can remember how to do that. I can't remember the button. can I... No. There's no double checking. Man. A lot of dying here. Got this far.
Building these platforms was so expensive, they'd run out of budget for guardrails.
Ah, that explains. You'd think it would be this. Yeah, that's the button. I guess that works too. Come on. There really needs to be a thing I can check to remember the buttons. This, nope. Okay, I can do that. Wonder if that's what it meant. I know that's not. I threw them earlier, I just can't remember. But, you know, that works, so... Oh, good. It is gonna take a while. It's hard to line up. Come on! The thing in my way. Not wanting to get broken. What's that? Okay, I'm gonna look up how to throw ravens, because it's ridiculous. Most games have an in-game menu that tell you buttons. Okay. Throw ravens. Hold down the attack button. I guess I try that.
This was definitely better than pulling yourself up in a bucket.
What? There we go. Got it. Good to go now. Now it isn't a problem. Now that I know what I'm doing. Now that I know the buttons.
As they reached her ship, Renato suddenly felt a sharp pain in his stomach.
Uh-oh.
He was surprised to see a crossbow bolt sticking out of it.
I was going to lead the Empire to a secret base, said Lapino. But no, you had to screw up my plan because you still got a thing for her.
Renato stared at Zenobia. The kiss. Was it
Traitorous
real?
rabbit.
She said, with a look of indescribable sorrow. She gestured and said an arcane word, and Lapino went flying into the abyss, screaming, "I'm telling your father!" Then she knelt down
I don't
to
think he's
cradle
telling
his
anyone
head,
anything.
and her paws felt very soft and warm. Okay, that was weird. He could have sworn he just died. Instead, he was on the Farfarer, sailing away from 𝗤𝗛𝗓. And it was still burning. He'd fled burning 𝗤𝗛𝗓 years ago, hadn't he? And now he was back there. Had all those years fighting the Empire been nothing but a vision into the future? A useful vision if it was true. He'd learned something. Lapino was a traitor. Renato had suspected there was something wrong with the Mad Rabbit. But now he knew there was malice behind his goofiness.
Mad rabbit. New truth revealed. Location unlocked. Story number 5, don't think twice. Pina is a traitor. Pino is a traitor.
He'd made bad choices.
Uh-huh.
But now, when the real battle came, he wouldn't make those choices. He wouldn't make the same mistake twice. The book's pages began to flip backwards, towards the beginning. And he realized that his adventure was just beginning. The clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was time to choose. The rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel base. They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Or so a scholar in the mountains had told him. Surely the weapon that banished the lost gods could defeat the Emperor. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Emperor had brought the Sky Ripper pieces up out of ancient burial by his obscene rituals. Could this be where the 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗘𝗦 stone was hidden? Someone better get it before he does, thought Renato.
𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗘𝗦.
And also, his old friend 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗘𝗦 needed rescuing. Of course. Renato had a pretty strong suspicion that 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗘𝗦 had betrayed the rebellion. But could Renato really leave an old friend to the Ravens?
He's a traitor. He's not a friend no more. Alright. So this was the original bottom choice. We'll go for the Sky Ripper or the 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗘𝗦 stone. I'm gonna go with all the bottom choices this time.
The island was windswept desert. No one went there except ostriches and ostrich hunters. The 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗘𝗦 stone. It sounded ominous. It sounded powerful. If the Emperor was
Sounded like
for
it could trigger something.
it must be dangerous. And so, Renato went ostrich hunting. Every child could sing verses about the Sky Ripper, but ancient codices held hints of other things. A stone that ate souls, a ruby that drank blood, a jewel only a righteous man could give away. Were all these things the 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗘𝗦 stone? Long hidden in a buried temple? Another ancient item that was only resurfacing now? Drawn up from the deeps by the Emperor's horrific rituals?
Doesn't sound like something you want to mess with. But we also don't want the Emperor to get his hands on it either, so. Yep. Can I build anything new yet? Maximum. 2 is the maximum level. I need one more ore to unlock Firestorm. Oh ho ho, what have we here? Ore!
I wonder what I could make with all these sword crafting materials, thought Renato.
I don't know, maybe a sword. Just a hunch, you know? Alright, Firestorm. Caliber? Nah. Alright. Where's the flame?
It was good to practice your moves, thought Renato. Keeps you limber.
Not eerie at all.
Renato distrusted doors that opened automatically, especially after being buried for millennia. Was this some sort of trap?
The, fair assumption. Oh, get me out of the way. Gotcha.
ravens were already here. Cawing in frustration, they were still searching for a way in. Good. Then he hadn't come too late.
Oh, there's lava down there.
Boom!
Boom. Aggressive defense. Counterattack now causes damage. Oh my. No, you don't. You don't notice this. Turn these guys into rotisserie ravens. Rude. The green raven. Got him. Or anger management. Destroy 100 inanimate objects.
Ice walls only let you through if they knew you were cool.
Oh, oh, oh. Check this little side path. Probably no way back. I don't know which way I need to go. I can't get up. Okay, I can. Too far.
Whee!
When am I gonna unlock a gem? Curiosity never killed anyone, right?
Oh, sweet! A gem.
Finally!
All he needed now was a workbench, and he could slot it into his gauntlet.
See what happens when you complain? Said to increase chance of rare loot by 1. That's so small. Treasure hunter.
How could a temple to 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗘𝗦 still even exist? The Transcendent Emperor had destroyed all the shrines of the lost gods after exiling them. Had it been buried in that long-ago battle? Or had 𝗥𝗨𝗟 foreseen his fate and hidden it from his enemy?
Can't touch me. Perfect, perfect, perfect.
All coming back to him.
Oh, well.
He wondered what he'd remember next.
Getting hot here.
The Ravens at least could not get past this point. Obviously, the temple builders knew how to deal with tomb raiders.
But we're better. Apparently.
Every
All
day
right.
he was getting better and better.
Got a big old spiral here.
Energy spheres. Easy to dodge, but boy do they sting if you didn't pay attention.
Probably missed something important back there, but I don't know. Is it worth it? It was just to avoid getting hit, so I just wasted more health. Oh well.
It was
Ooh.
a stone of the purest blackness. It reflected no light, like a void made solid. Nervous, he picked it up.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be touching that.
Who said that?
Yo.
It was the stone. Eager, thirsty.
That's no good. I'd be throwing that thing so
That
fast.
seemed tempting and terribly wrong. Zenobia was the Emperor's greatest general and a potent witch. But they had been close once, and Reynardo wasn't sure he really wanted to be Emperor. Why not capture the core of 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗘𝗦 instead? It was the eye of a lost god torn out by the transcendent Emperor to power his greatest weapon. "It's the core," said the stone anxiously.
I'm gonna say no. I don't listen to creepy whispering stones.
He hated being told what to do. Wasn't that why he joined the rebellion? Wasn't that why he'd refused to be a soldier? He'd agreed to come on board only if he could freelance. The stone felt a bit clingy. The
And
sage
creepy.
𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗘𝗦 had told him where to find the Sky Ripper, a weapon capable of challenging the gods. Even without its armature, the core would still possess great power. He would go there.
And not listen to the creepy stone.
The moment
That,
he
wants
landed the
blood.
Farfarer, Reynardo had a rare feeling of regret. It's not too late, he thought. He could turn around and sail for Zenobia's island. He frowned. Wait a minute. He didn't want to kill Zenobia, did he? Sure, technically she was the enemy, but they'd been at Sword Fu school together. They'd never been lovers, but somehow they'd been closer. She'd told him every secret about herself, except the biggest one, that she was the Emperor's daughter. No, kill Zenobia, whispered the stone. Before it's too late.
The stone,
You couldn't
shut up.
find high-quality ore like this just anywhere. Just anywhere with chests.
Alright, more ore and essence. I don't know why the wind essence is purple here. Usually wind is green. Ooh. Down here.
There was something sour in the air. Like the earth had ruptured over something that had been fermenting for a very long time.
Ew. Glad I went back.
Fresh socks, thought Renato. Please be fresh socks.
My gaming sense was tingling that this is the direction to go for the side thing. And there it is again. It'd be kind of fun to have a game that actively played with player expectations of things. Like the usual gaming stuff. To give you false direction. That would be an interesting thing to play around with. There's no stabbing me in the back. It already happened once this game. Actually, that was an arrow to the front, but still it
The
was a
stone hadn't
backstab.
lied about what it could do for him. With each raven he cut down, he felt a jolt of power flowing into his arm.
That's no good.
Whispered the stone. The core will kill you. Are you afraid of it?
Don't be ridiculous. It chuckled. But it's unstable. It will poison you if so much as carry it. And if you try to use it, it will explode catastrophically.
Renato did not trust rocks that talked in his head. He went
Generally a
onwards.
good policy. No skill point. Even more. Ah, you thought. Get him. And there's a cube.
As he approached the core, the stone became hysterical.
No, it's too much power. We'll rip a hole in space and time.
He had a sudden vision of
Sounds like a
plunging
party.
his gauntlet into the core and dying in anguish. That wasn't his vision, was it? The stone had sent him its darkest fears, hadn't it? He had a sudden impulse to do exactly that. He raised his right fist and plunged it into the core. There was a rush of light. He
That's
thought he
his
could hear the
left
stone
fist.
screaming. And then he passed out. When Renato came to, the core was gone. But the 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗘 stone was no longer black, but glowing with a blue light. And it was silent. "I can't hear you," he sang out, and "Yoo-hoo!" It didn't answer. "Ha!" he said. He had defeated the demonic gem with the power of his mind. He felt invincible. It was time to attack the Imperial outpost on the Nexus. Take the
I have a
battle
feeling
to
it
the
won't
enemy.
last long.
But among the huge crystals, there was also an observatory. A wise man would probably ask the scientists exactly what he had first. How wise was he?
Well, I already decided that this go through will be the bottom choices. First one, I went all the top choices.
As the Farfarer sailed towards the Nexus, Bernardo wondered if the core had been created to silence the stone, or even to feed its hunger. Well, honestly, he didn't care. He felt terrific.
You might want to.
And he appreciated the quiet inside his head. The Nexus was infested with ravens, but that didn't bother Reynardo. With each death, the converted 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗘𝗦 stone in his gauntlets glowed brighter, and he felt stronger. Wow. He was getting a bit bloodthirsty, wasn't he? Well,
a little concerning.
He wasn't worried. He was a warrior. They're supposed to be bloodthirsty.
Yeah, not really. The job's thing you gotta do.
What else could you hook?
Taco? No more skill points. I knew it. Like, this is a big area. Nothing's happening. It's kind of weird. Gotcha.
Reynardo felt surprisingly unwounded.
That's always good.
The core, absorbed in the stone, was doing its job perfectly. Reynardo could feel a little eldritch jolt every time he downed a raven, but then it flowed into the glowing stone the way water flows down a riverbed. It all felt perfectly natural, as if all his life, this was what he had been meant to do.
And that's when you should be concerned. That's, a little too easy.
Good thing Reynardo didn't have vertigo.
Yeah, very good thing. Especially without the railings. Need a little more ore to upgrade. Still don't have any other gems. Uh-oh. Explosive ravens. Hit or thrown, they will explode after a few seconds. That looks absolutely horrifying. I don't want to think about it too much. Very gruesome. it away from me! You should not be that fast.
Reynardo tore through the last remaining guards at the outpost like hot coffee through snow. There was a far speaker
That's
toad
an
here.
interesting way of putting
He
it.
called the council speaker. He knew she would be thrilled. And she was. She wanted him to come back to base. They had plans to discuss and a medal to give him. A large, golden medal. Great,
Sounds
said Reynardo.
nice.
Let's talk about who else I can kill. Then the
Whoa,
far speaker
settle down.
croaked again.
Hello, Reynardo.
It said,
If you get sick of slaughtering second-rate birds in the Nexus, I'm waiting for you in the mountains.
Zenobia, the witch, taunting him. With the stone, he'd finally be her match.
Well, down we go.
Zenobia was taunting him. No doubt she hoped to lure him into a trap. Well, he was nobody's sucker. Especially not hers. He carried victory in his gauntlet. He would go where the council pointed him. As he set foot on the island, Reynardo felt energized, like when he was hunting or dancing. Then he smelt it, the stench of ravens. It was a good thing he was here too, before they tripped over the secret base. He was really saving the council toad's bacon, so to speak. Reynardo had been the terror of the sandcastles when he was two.
Hook dash combo. What I want. And dash. I only have one skill point, so. Open this door now, but I want to collect that stuff down there. Maybe I can come back.
There was an inscription on the platform. 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗘𝗦 lessons, with an address.
What? I can upgrade now.
More fire? Yes, please.
Sounds like me. But there's no fire effects when you use it. It's disappointing. Oh. I want that crate.
See? Reynardo was a hero of the revolution. He deserved a medal. Soon, he deserved every medal they had, and hopefully one big medal ceremony in front of everybody with trumpets so everyone could know what he'd accomplished. You blinked.
Got them all. Can't go any further though. Oh wait, this thing. I don't know if I'm even going the right way. Probably should have checked out that doorway. This is going to be significantly harder. Pretty sure these things are like instant death. Or not. Guess I was quick enough. They're pretty brutal though. Now I'm dead.
Hurt. And then it didn't.
Well, that's one way of describing it. Oh dear. Gonna move on through.
The long stairs. So he was close to the rebel base. Nothing was on fire. So far, so good.
Yep, so far so good. Except these ravens need to be on fire. Get out of here! Get out of my way! There we go. Oh no.
He needed some way to break the ice with this wall, so to speak.
Uh-oh. Now what?
Inside the rebel base, Renato was invited to the council speaker's private chambers.
So, this is the 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗘𝗦 stone?
He said.
I can feel its power.
Renato told her how he had fed the core to the stone and made something even more useful than either.
Crazy like a fox.
She croaked.
Oh, hey.
And Renato chuckled as if he'd never heard the joke before.
We've given you the best quarters and a bottle of 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗘𝗦 firewater. All for you.
So they'd remembered. He woke in the morning with the sweetest of hangovers. But the 𝗥𝗨𝗟 stone was gone from his gauntlet.
They
The corridors
stole
were empty,
it.
except for a few rebels who looked just as hungover as him. Come on, you'll miss the battle, they yelled. Renato added sail as the Farfarers scudded across the sky. Who could have taken the 𝗥𝗨𝗟 stone? Was it some Imperial spy? He would find him, and kill him, and take the stone back.
Yeah, get the 𝗥𝗨𝗟 stone trigger. The 𝗥𝗨𝗟 trigger.
Renato had a bad taste in his mouth. He was killing ravens, but it wasn't fun. It felt like a chore. Oh, Renato hated chores. As a fox kid, he'd gone hungry rather than clean his room. He still didn't clean his room, he just moved house every few years. Who had the 𝗥𝗨𝗟 stone anyway? Up ahead, he could hear screaming and croaking and cawing. But who was winning?
Good question. Get my gem back.
He felt like Tarzan.
Uh-oh. I noticed too late what it was. There we go. Very low on health now. Right, boxes.
Well, they really needed to redecorate anyway.
Ah, ah, ah. Empty. Are they all okay. Gave me a small amount. There we go. Little bit stuff. Boop, 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 boop.
Kill the fox! Caught the ravens. Nobody said they were original.
Nope. Boo, boo, boo! Of course, there's no music in the pause menu. I can't escape here. Guess it'll just have to be silent. It's break time, so I'll be seeing you in a few. Alright, we're back. Hoping I can get this one finished tonight. So there's no loose ends.
Renato felt ready to become faster, stronger, bolder. If only he could figure out which.
Oh. Oh, come on. Come through. Phew, I was getting a little hairy there. But I managed. Again, I don't understand why they have planks there in the first place. It's gonna fall anyway.
As he ran forward,
What, the
Renato
chest?
noticed that some ravens were starting to ignore him. Just running away. Who were they running from? Some hero of the revolution? If some other so-called hero of the revolution had the stone and tried to take his victory and his medals, Renato was gonna be seriously pissed off. He was the hero, not some other bozo.
Some other bozo, implying that he is a bozo as well. Come on, I'm hitting the button to... Okay, I'm out of juice, I guess.
Wow!
Move!
That hurt!
Move! Hey. I'm not gonna start losing. Oh my. Ooh.
Renato had felt better.
Yeah, much better. There we go. Energy? I need health. I'ma die instantly. Move. There we go. Ah, man.
That could have gone
Right in
better,
the face.
thought Renato as he died.
Ah, boy. Get you out of here. Get you down. Alright. Sneak up on me. Looking a little rough. Looking a little rough.
There was a sign. Take the goat across first.
Take the goat across first. Just random stuff. Random references. different enhancers. Oh. Do research on each type of enemy with your sword. That sounds like the kind of research Omega would do, except it wouldn't be with sword, it'd be with guns, flamethrowers, and his claws. Alright. Oh dear. That looks ominous. Do I really want to go into that? Can't go anywhere else.
Finally, Reynardo came to the Emperor's ship. Zenobia lay dead in front of it. The ship was a wreck. Ravens lay dead, sprawled everywhere. Bloody feathers spattered across the deck and the dock. The council speaker came out. She was waving a sword around like a flag. "Look at me, Reynardo!" she croaked. The Iblis stone on the sword was black as coal. "Now I will be Empress, and all shall tremble before me,"
fell for
she
it.
croaked. So the stone had her. It was in her brain, whining for blood. "I'm afraid I can't allow that," said Reynardo, and moved to fight her. Toads are not usually good with swords. Something about the footwork. And the council speaker was not even a warrior. She was always tripping over things, which is quite an impressive achievement when you're a toad. Yet somehow, she was pressing Reynardo backwards as he desperately tried to keep her sword away from his throat. "Look, why don't you keep the stone?" he asked. "You deserve it." "Blood and souls for Iblis," she croaked. "Blood and souls." She got under his guard with her sword. It was just the tip. But sometimes just the tip is enough. He could feel his soul being sucked into the stone.
That's gotta be unpleasant.
He felt embarrassed more than anything else.
I could
Reynardo
imagine that
stared
being
at the
embarrassing.
book. He was still alive. Again. And still only flying away from burning 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗘. Had he lived that adventure? Or only dreamt it? Had he really died? It felt so real, not like a dream at all. And he'd lost again. Oh, he hated that. But he had made different choices. And he'd lost in a different way.
Yep,
it was the book, wasn't it? Oracles showed you your destiny. But this... This was showing him different ways he could die miserably. Thanks a bunch, book, he thought. But these were destinies that he did not have to fulfill. But he'd learned another true thing. The Iblis stone was evil.
Could have told you that.
It would try to corrupt anyone who used it.
For a fistful of ducats. New truth revealed. The Iblis stone corrupts anyone who uses it. Field tests are important for research. Yes, very important to do the field tests. Swords. And the guns and the flamethrowers. And all the owie things. For science. So today we got through 2 stories. Story number 5, Don't Think Twice, which was just all the top choices. And story number 17, For a Fistful of Ducats, which was choosing all the bottom options. So you can see there's all these different endings. 24 different endings. from a combination of different choices. And then you got 4 different truths here. Unlock the, real ending. Not too dissimilar to how Shadow the Hedgehog works, except you are actually completing all these stories and kind of going back in time kind of thing. So like all paths are canon, as it were. Certainly an interesting game. Pretty fun combat. A little tricky, but not too difficult. Just gotta remember what the buttons are. I forgot what the throwing button was, which is just the same as the combat button. You just hold it down instead. Yeah. Due to all the different pathways and things, I don't think this is a game I'm going to be. Well, this is not a game I'm going to be playing all the way through in consecutive streams like I do most games, because of all the different so like every so often after several other games are streamed, I can come back to this. Do I keep stuff between playthroughs? Yes. You keep all your upgrades. The things you collect, you keep all that. Like my sword is upgraded to the Firestorm sword, level 2. When I start a new story, I will keep that. I keep all the what's it, the tree thing? Skill tree. I keep all the skill tree stuff I unlock. Everything adds up. You don't start over when you start a new story. You go in with all that stuff and this knowledge. So it's very interesting how it's set up. You get to make all these different choices, but they all, it's not just this is what you did this time, this is what you did that time. You're keep going back in time and have to construct what all this stuff is, so you can figure out what is the completely correct choices. Yeah, so I can get through 2 stories per stream. So that will take me 12 streams then. Well, then there's the final thing, so roughly 12 streams. But I'm not going to, like the next stream isn't going to be this. It'll be something else. It'll be something I occasionally can go back to. Not going to play it like the Ratchet games I just did, Ratchet and Clank games. Just played those 2. Not gonna do that with this one because of how it's structured. Not entirely sure what I'm gonna stream next. I mean, I have several options. Maybe Spyro 2. It's been a while since I did the first one. Thursday will be an art stream because I'm due for that. Pretty sure I didn't do art stream last week. So yeah, art stream Thursday. I have to figure out what to draw. I still want to do that one summer drawing I started. It's just I'm not sure where to go with it. Like if I could collect some references, might help. But what I'm thinking of is a bit. What I started is kind of specific, so it's hard to go backwards sometimes when collecting references on an angle perspective you've already put down. Yeah. I won't be able to get through another story in half an hour, so I don't want to start one because then it'll be a while before it gets completed. I don't really have anything to ramble on about. Could answer some questions, I guess. It would possibly help you figure out what you want to add, though. Yes, true. I was kind of thinking of like a. I've already got the bench drawn, so I was thinking of like a park. So trees, obviously. Just gotta figure it out. I kinda went too fancy on it with the angle and perspective, what I normally do. I was originally just going for trying for like a kind of a more regular pose, but decided to get fancy. Backgrounds are just not they're not as fun for me to draw as characters and creatures are. When I do actually draw them, they don't look too bad. So it's not really that I'm horrible at backgrounds. They're just not fun for me the same way. Sometimes you need to get a little fancy with it, yeah. The only problem is when you get fancy beyond your skills, and then you're stuck. Because then it's like, do I just, you know, admit that I can't do this and give up, or try and have it look funky? So I have a bit of a perfectionism problem, which is why I haven't done much playing around with animation, even though I bought the app. It doesn't have to look perfect. A lot of people post little animations that are just sketches, and it's fine. People still like it because it's not so much how good the art looks as it is, like how crisp and clear it is, so much as the actual content of like the movement of it, the expression, and what the animation's actually about. Like if it's funny, if it's entertaining or whatever, sketchy's fine. I just have to convince myself of that and do it. Having ideas would also help though. Like what do I do? Just draw this character doing a little dance? I don't know. I've been thinking about expanding, kind of. You keep going, you could see what you want to fix about it when there is more to it. I suppose. I suppose. Bottom line is I just have to do it. Because I can't improve or fix anything if it doesn't exist. I have to make it exist first, then make it good. Anyway, I've been thinking of expanding on the kind of games I stream, because traditionally, I've mostly played, action adventure type games, Sonic, Ratchet, Clank, Metroid, Zelda, this sort of thing. Just, games where you fight, basically. There's small exceptions like Portal, that's puzzles. But, thinking of maybe trying some of those simulator games. Like where you run a grocery store or a restaurant, those type of things. So I'm thinking of not only games that are fun to play, but fun to watch, entertaining, including if you're not doing well. And that would be good for stuff like my I like playing these games, but it's getting just a little harder sometimes because of my arthritis. Sometimes, the fingers get kind of stiff and makes it hard to play, especially play well on these kinds of games that require quick movement. But more casual games I don't have to worry about as much, especially if it only requires a mouse. Because I use the mouse left-handed, I switched to that as my right wrist was getting worse, getting bad. Give it a bit of a break. So I would just, I would rest that wrist while playing that kind of a game. Just, different things I gotta think about. Basically only play action, shooters, or rhythm games. I don't think I've played any rhythm games. My problem with any kind of rhythm stuff is I'll be doing good at it, and then I'll be like, man, I'm doing real good, and then boom, my ability to have any kind of rhythm goes out the door. Don't know why, but the second I start thinking about it, it's over. I had that problem trying roller skate. I was, scooting along and like, oh, I'm doing pretty good. Suddenly, not doing any good. Suddenly, no balance. Just, anytime I think about it, problem. I only do good when I don't think, which is kind of annoying. Which results in if it's not something I care about, I'm just gonna casually and then I succeed. But if it's something, I want to really do good at this, I want to really focus, that's when I don't succeed very well and struggle. So it's just inverse and can be very annoying. Been playing RPG, those are pretty chill. I have a RPG collection that I've been dying to stream. I just haven't because they're long games. And I don't know, I don't know how many people would show up. Like, I don't want to lose everyone for an extended period of time because I'm playing this one long game. I suppose I could break it up, but the 𝗥𝗨𝗟𝗘𝗦 I bought the collection for Switch. The only thing is it's, you know, it's the originals, and I played the Untold ones on 3DS. So I'm just gonna be disappointed that those characters aren't there the whole time. But it is what it is. But yeah, I'd like to get to those at some point. Yeah, probably be good to break that kind of thing up. Maybe it could be because like I've been doing every other Thursday's art stream. So maybe the other Thursday could be that kind of a game. So it would take longer to get through it with every other week, but it wouldn't fill up the time slot so bad. I wish I could. I've tried, and I wish I could. Or you could do the farming off stream, so you could stream the story stuff. I'm not sure how well that would work for that game. Just the way it's structured. Let's see, what was I? Lost my train of thought. I've tried to, and I wish I could add another day to stream, but I don't know. It feels like I'm pushing it as it is with just 2 days a week. Like, you know, there's other things get done. And just a matter of how much energy I have. Yeah, it's nice that I'm able to do this anyway. It was terrible when I first attempted to stream years ago. Because when I started this channel, that was actually my second attempt. And you in the like the first few attempts of streaming on the old, you couldn't hear me over the game. That was how horrible the setup was and how quiet my voice was. Like, it's still quiet, but it's gotten better. I've definitely gotten better with my speech over the course of streaming, which was one of the uh, main points. One of the things I wanted to improve upon by streaming. That was kind of the only way I could do it. There's no way I'm going somewhere in real life to practice speaking better. Plus, I get to play video games. Have cool stuff, cool graphics, all those things. I don't think I got anything else to talk about except it's crazy hot. I've been putting popsicles. Well, the kind of popsicles that come in a tube. They don't have a stick. I've been putting those in my pop. I got root beer here with orange popsicle in it. Keeps it nice and cold for quite a while. And instead of watering it down, it adds more flavor. Yes, being able to do something you enjoy helps a lot. Because if you're not having fun, it's a drudgery, it's work, and you're not gonna want to do it. And whatever it is you're doing is, you're just gonna have that negative association with it, and you're just gonna dread it. Yeah, I don't think I have anything more to talk about tonight. Whenever it comes to something like, why should you talk about things? That's when my brain decides to suddenly forget everything that I've ever thought. So I guess that should be it. Not that much longer till 11, so um it's hard to think of something to say unless I get prompted, like someone brings up one of my interests. Then I got lots to say. It's just, coming up with something to say off the top of my head is just eh, then I suddenly lose access to all my information. It's wild how that happens. Yeah. Art stream Thursday, and I'll figure out what game I'm streaming next week. But it might be Spyro 2. I need to get through that. Check that off my list. So thank you all for coming. I'll see you next time. Don't listen to spooky gemstones that ask you to feed them blood. That's just generally good advice. See ya. Cinder out.